Hello guys, and welcome to a very special and very rushed episode of Leaving the Big Country. As you might have guessed once again, it is only me. It's only me, Louis Sweet, the sole continuer of this show whilst summer chaos is going on. So what it is was, Seth is in the Czech Republic right now. I believe we might at some point be able to do a collaboration, cross-country collaboration, but we're still working on the kinks of that. So as it is, I am leaving for France in about half an hour, and during that half hour I'm going to make the most of it by giving you guys a quick little episode, just something to keep you, to tide you over, so I don't get any death threats or any hate mail or anything like that, which I do anticipate on the regular. Just going to keep you going with some tunes. And the first tune that I've selected is something new by Cutworms. Cutworms is someone that I have enjoyed for a couple of years now. He had an album that came out in 2020, which was a really, really solid album. I would encourage anyone to check it out. It's like a kind of 50s revival, very country stuff. And he's got a new album out now. It's self-titled. It's called Cutworms. And this is the third track from it. It is Ballad of the Texas King. It's very kind of Beatlesy, very kind of more poppy, I would say, than his old stuff, and like shorter as well. I would like more concise. So here it is. This is Ballad of the Texas King by Cutworms.
Nothing at all, no love is there to find. All dressed down, walking out in the California night. Hey kid, come along, something is wrong, I believe you know. All is to say, only one way that this can go.
It's almost scary to me how much he sounds like a combination of like George and John. Like he is if them two had a kid on that song. Sometimes he sounds a bit Buddy Holly, but overall there's a very desired effect, and I think it's just I respect someone who knows what their aesthetic is and just like commits to it, you know. There's always going to be room for that kind of music, at least in my opinion. As part of this being like a shorter episode, I have to say I have not done as much digging this week for stuff to play, so I've capitulated to the almighty mum and the tracks that she has been requesting for a while now. And she wanted some John Denver, and even though I dare not even speak it out loud, she wanted me to play Country Roads, which is a song that I have just come to like completely detest. And like, it might be completely unreasonable, like I'm sure it's a fine song, but I think I blame this all on the Kingsman. I think it's the second Kingsman film, the one with Julianne Moore in it. And ever since that film came out, and what's his name? I can't remember the actor, the bald actor, but it's not Stanley Tucci, it's like the other guy. He like steps on a landmine and he starts singing this song, and then ever since then, like, people from my generation have like taken it as like an authenticity marker, and like this is the kind of thing, the one country song that's like, you know, the good country song in quotation marks. So I've always been really, really averse to Take Me Home Country Roads, so I'm not going to play that song. I'm going to play instead a song I'm less familiar with, but it is Lana shouts out this song in her latest album, Lana Del Rey. She has a line, Rocky Mountain High the way John Denver sees, in one of her songs, and I really like that song. So despite my unfamiliarity with this song, I do have some goodwill towards it that Lana has produced. So I think I listened to it like once before I started to record this. So I think let's see how this goes. Rocky Mountain High by John Denver.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before. He left yesterday behind him. You might say he was born again. You might say he found the key for every door. When he first came to the mountains, his life was far away, on the road, hanging by a song. But the string's already broken, and he doesn't really care. It keeps changing fast, and it don't last for long. But the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Shadow from the starlight is softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. He climbed Cathedral Mountains. He saw silver clouds below. He saw everything as far as you can see. And they say that he got crazy once, and he tried to touch the sun, and he lost a friend but kept the memory. Now he walks in quiet solitude, the forests and the streams, seeking grace in every step he takes. His side is turned inside himself to try and understand the serenity of a clear blue mountain lake. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Talk to God and listen to the casual reply. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High, of a simple thing you cannot comprehend. While they try to tear the mountains down to bring in a couple more people, more scars upon the land. In the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. I know he'd be poor man if he never saw an eagle fly. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado Rocky Mountain High, I've seen it rain and fire in the sky. Friends around the campfire and everybody's high. Rocky Mountain High, 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 Rocky Mountain High.
Very nice. Lovely, lovely stuff. Well done, Mum. I bet you're proud that your choice finally got aired. And yeah, I stand by that. That's a good song. But back to my picks. More importantly, back to my picks. This next song, kind of a guilty pleasure, I have to say. And I'm not really sure why, because like I listen to a lot of stuff that's similar to this and don't really feel any guilt towards it. But I think it's definitely, I would describe it as like pop country or like pop rock, which is nowhere near a bad thing. But if you're like me, you probably have some reservations towards enjoying pop music. I used to have way more. I used to have absolutely way more than I do now. But still, because you know it's hard to deprogram that from yourself. But this song, I've decided, is a good song. This is Lottery by Jade Bird. Just a lovely, driven piece of fun, energetic, poppy country music. Enjoy.
I was 19 then, you were 23. We stayed in number 4 Ferdinand Street. We spent 5 talking about our lives, but we talked like that about 1,000 times, and I'm bored of all that. You used to tell me that love is a lottery, and you got your numbers and you're betting on me. You used to say that love is a game, but you got your numbers and you're betting on me. I tell you about a guy that I've been with, you ask how old is he, and I laugh, 26, no, but he's 30. How messed up is that? Well, forget it, he says, I'm a jealous man and I don't wanna talk about that. You used to tell me that love is a lottery, but you got your numbers and you're betting on me. You used to say that love is a game, but you got your numbers and you're betting on me. You got your numbers and you're betting on me. Are you still betting on me?
If you didn't enjoy that, just sue me, sue me. One thing I will say about the energy of me being here on my own is I feel like I'm like having to defend all my song choices, and that's a bulk of the content of what I talk about between the songs. Which is another reason why I probably need Seth back. Probably need Seth soon. And hopefully next week we'll be able to accomplish something like that. I know it's going to be a challenge. Seth is like a boomer trapped inside of a 23-year-old's body, so it might be difficult to establish some kind of Zoom connection, but I'm willing to make it work for the sake of the show, because the show must go on. And Seth told me he has loads of songs to play, which I'm very excited to hear, of course. Next recommendation. I'm playing less of my own stuff, more of other people's stuff this week, because this is essentially a people pleaser episode. I wasn't originally going to do one, but I feel that people will miss it, and so I think this is the episode to really lean into, taking requests, that kind of thing. If ever there was a time, the time is now. And so this is a request from my grandma. This is Jimmy Dale Gilmore, who is, I know he's a member of the Flatlanders, because I read about him in my book, the book that I always talk about. And this is him doing Mac the Knife, which is like a very classic song, but it's one of those, this is really weird, but I always get Mac the Knife and Jimmy Mac mixed up. But I know they're two very different songs, but they are the same thing in my mind. I have a lot of things like that. So I don't really, this is one of them I've heard the name all the time, and I don't think I really have listened to it the whole way through. But I listened to this version, and it is very good. So thank you for the recommendation, Grandma. This is Jimmy Dale Gilmore once again with Mac the Knife.
Shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has Mac Heath, dear, and he keeps it out of sight. When the shark bites through his victim, scarlet spreads amongst the green, but white gloves wears our Mac Heath, babe, and the blood is never seen. 7 children and their grandpa in the fire near old Soho.
rich young men, and Mackie has all their money. Try and prove it if you can. Suki Tawdry, Jenny Diver, Polly Peachum, Lucy Brown. Oh, the line forms on the right, dear. Now that Maggie's back in town. Oh, the shark has pearly teeth, babe, and he keeps them in his face. Just a jackknife has Macheath, babe, keeps it in a different place.
Very like haunting, I would say. Yeah, it's now that I've listened to it properly and like read the lyrics and everything. I appreciate it a lot more. I think it's a really like unique story to tell in a song. I guess, would you consider that a standard at this point? I think it's on the verge. I don't know who originally sung it, but I know it's been around for a long time. And yeah, good song. Thank you, Grandma, for that selection. I'll do two more. I'll do two more for you guys. It's gonna be a truncated episode. We're gonna aim for half an hour, maybe hit more, maybe hit less. We shall see. And then I'll be off, and I'll be off to France. Well, apparently I'm gonna be off in like 4 minutes, but I don't. Unless that happens, we shall see. The next song I'm going to play, I'm surprised I've not played this yet because I'm really, really fond of this song. This is another almost standard. I think the original was from like the 1920s, I want to say, something like that. So I guess it's not quite there yet. But this is Rock, Salt and Nails, sung by Steve Young from his album of the same name from 1969. There are really good versions of this by Joan Baez and Bob Dylan. I know my sister would rather I play the Joan Baez version, but there's something about this which I'm really taken by. I think it's probably because it's the first one I heard. I think whenever you hear a song like this, you're always going to be most attracted to the first time you heard it. So, yeah, this is why I've chosen to play Steve Young.
by the banks of the river, where the willows grow old, and the wild birds warble a strange sound and soul, by the banks of the river, where the waters run cold, was there I first listened to the lies you told. Now I lay here each night, all alone, and I weep, and nothing ain't worse than a night without sleep. The letters you wrote me, they're written in shame, but I know that your conscience still echoes my name. Now if the ladies were blackbirds and the ladies were thrushes, I'd lay for hours in the cold, rainy marshes. If the ladies were squirrels with big bushy tails, I'd fill up my shotgun with rock, salt, and nails. I'd fill up my shotgun with rock, salt, and nails.
I remember why I like that version the best now. I do. It's fact the way he changes the riff of it. I think I've become a bit accustomed to the Tyler Childers version because that's on Spotify and this isn't. But I think, yeah, the guitar on that is just the nicest I've heard of it. But I would also recommend you all go and listen to Joan Baez's version because she just like does it really high in like her like soprano tone, and it just sounds really like haunting in a way. That this version's more like earthy, I would say, Steve Young's version, whereas hers is just like ethereal, which is kind of everything she lends her voice to, really. That's what her thing, I guess, isn't it? This last song I'm going to play, I'm going to leave you all because it's coming up to half an hour. My parents are going to be here in like 2 seconds, I reckon. So I should probably go and get ready. This is a song I found literally like a couple of days ago through Spotify, because Spotify Discover has been hitting in a way that it hasn't for a long time. I have to say, they've got this new thing that's just like says albums for you, and it finds me these like insanely good, seemingly not very well known albums on the regular. So whatever they're doing at Spotify, they need to keep doing it. This is a lady called Bonnie Dobson. I was going to call it Donnie Bobson, but it's Bonnie Dobson. It's like a piece of early 70s folk And she has a similar voice to Joan Baez. I think it's a similar kind of high-pitched thing. Yeah, this is just really pleasant. I listened to this today when I was going to get my hair cut because it was raining, and the song is called Good Morning Rain. So it's the last track for today. I'll keep you guys updated about when we're going to be back together, reunited, doing a show, reunited potentially by technology or by us being in the same room. Who knows? But either way, have a lovely weekend, guys. I will certainly try to have one myself, and I'll see you later.
Good morning, rain. I awoke to find you falling down on me, and my world. Good morning, rain. I know all your sad old stories, and I don't want you crying down on me. Well, it's a time of the year when the leaves are changing, time of the year when the sun turns cold. It's a time